So from its inception in the late 80s, it has now come to a stage where it has become a framework and best practice guidance for, and even beyond that, for digital product and service management. So not just service management, but it is now digital service management as well as digital product management. And both are integrated in ITIL version 5. And the foundation is just a start. So the bridge course, which will fetch you the foundation certificate for version 5, is the beginning of your journey to become an ITIL master for version 5. So version 1 had a number of books in the late 80s and early 2000. Version 2 came in with a less number of books, but also a bit of focus on service strategy and service design. V3 came in around little after mid 2000s with a life cycle based approach with the 5 life cycle stages. They appear to be a bit linear, but not necessarily always. It could go back and forth a bit. So they were basically mainly service strategy, followed by service design, then service transition, service operation, and followed by continual service improvement. And then 2011 brought in some incremental changes, minor updates. And in 2016, the ITIL V3 practitioner certificate was introduced along with its publication. And 2019 was a major leap with, once again, ITIL for the digital economy. So because the world had become more digital with digital enablement, digital transformation, and so on, digital apps, mobile apps. So that was ITIL 4. And now, within a few years only, you might have noted or noticed and observed a whole lot of dynamic change in the business environment and the overall environment, be it political, economical, social, technological, legal, environmental, commercial, etc. So ITIL version 5 has come out to deal with all these complexities and dynamics, but also to tackle the digital product and service management in an integrated manner. But nevertheless, ITIL has been going strong since several decades, and a lot of concepts from the previous versions are still in here, extremely valuable. For example, from the ITIL 4, we have the value system model. It used to be known as service value system or SVS, but now because we have product as well, so it's just known as a value system. And then we used to have the value chain concept as service value chain in ITIL 4. Now it is named as value chain, and it has got some good differences as compared to ITIL 4. There's also the value stream, and they're dealt with in more depth at the foundation level in ITIL version 5 foundation. And the management practices are still there, the 34 management practices from ITIL 4, but there are some uplifts to some of the practices and minor changes to the others. So those will continue. And then we have the 4 dimensions of product and service management. Now, previously it was 4 dimensions of service management. Therefore, you will see the full 4 dimensions once again in this bridge course as well. But if you've done the ITIL 4, then you will be familiar what those 4 dimensions are anyway. But there are some minor tweaks to that in version 5. And lastly, we still have the continual improvement model as part of the value system, previously known as the service value system. And the guiding principles are still here. So the guiding principles have remained the same, absolutely. So that is not part of the syllabus. That's one reason why it is not part of the bridge exam syllabus. But it is part of the ITIL Foundation exam syllabus. But since you're doing the bridge, if you recollect them from ITIL 4, they are good enough, or even from ITIL practitioner earlier, V3 practitioner. But we will still cover them in the bridge course, though they are not part of the exam syllabus. So what's coming up or has come up in ITIL version 5? Digital focus. As I mentioned earlier, the world is now got a lot more digital. And it's also just beyond IT. Think of any company when they operate digitally. It's not just the IT department. Of course, they will do a lot of IT work along with external technology suppliers, but various departments, other departments, HR, sales, marketing, facilities, administration, finance, etc. All of these need to converge to operate in a similar manner in order to become a digital organization. So it requires organizations to changes in people, culture, behavior, adaptation, responsiveness, not just technical people working on technology. And the other key thing is, or a big thing here in ITIL version 5 is the understanding the product life cycle as well. What a product is, specifically digital product. What are the phases of this product life cycle? Integrated with the service life cycle, because service has its own life cycle, product its own, but they need to work together hand in hand. Then we also have ITIL version 5. It is enabled for complexity and AI. So it's already embedded. Dealing with complexity and AI is part of ITIL version 5. This was existing in ITIL 4 as well. There were some concepts taken here. The AI was quite light in there, but it's more deep in ITIL version 5. Complexity, for example, the Kuhneman framework did exist in ITIL 4, but we have more on complexity in ITIL version 5. Quick comparison with the ITIL 4, you will see some similar things, but also some new things and some slight modifications. So instead of ITIL, IT service management, we now have the digital product and service management, which are integrated together, the product and service part. There used to be focus on products and services, but now we have digital product and services. Then something which did not exist in ITIL 4 was the integrated digital products and services life cycle that we have now. ITIL 4 did have automation and AI enablement, but now it's AI is embedded fully, so it's AI native. There is extensive guidance and governance for AI in version 5. ITIL 4, even though it was suited for various contexts like complicated contexts, complex and so on, but it was mainly designed more towards clear context, whereas ITIL version 5 is geared fully for complex contexts, where the relationship between the cause and effect is not known. For example, performing a root cause analysis may not yield any benefit. So experimentation, putting in a novel idea are more necessary in complex environments. We used to have the service provider and service consumer, but now we have one more organization type, that is a product vendor. Utility, warranty, experience were quite common previously, but now we have another one, which is sustainability. And you might already be familiar with this. This is a keyword across the globe now. Organizations are aiming high for sustainability to make their presence in their communities and globally. Both employees and citizens value sustainability. The service value system is now reframed as a value system. The components remain same, but some of the detail for those components have emerged. They are new. The service value chain is now value chain. However, the service value chain had 6 activities. Now it has 8 activities. They're also a bit varied, not the same as those 6. Digital and IT strategy existed already in ITIL 4, but now we have something made available for more larger complex transformations in a complex world. How to implement ITIL. So ITIL version 5 is highly implementation focused rather than purely academic focus. Even though ITIL 4 was, of course, practical, but more practicality has been embedded into ITIL version 5. And ITIL 4 could be used alongside DevOps and Prince2, but now a lot more collaboration or synergy has been brought in from ITIL version 5 with DevOps and Prince2. ITIL 4 had many certifications, which were, of course, quite valuable. But one good thing you will observe in ITIL version 5 is the progression for the certification levels are more relatable. One could decide more easily which path they should pursue for the various certifications to be obtained in ITIL version 5. So maybe in ITIL 4, they were a bit disparate, but now are a bit connected set of certifications.